Hello students, welcome to the world of RoboMate. So students, I hope so you're preparing well for your board exams. Yes, I can see in your eyes, you're very eager for the board paper and you might be having some questions like what are the important chapters? What are the important questions that you have to study? Where will there be options in the board paper? What about the difficulty of the paper? All these questions you might be having. To clear all your doubts, today in this module, we are going to discuss in detail about the board paper pattern and weightage of the chapters. All your doubts will be clear now. Alright, so can I start up with the module? Alright, fine. First, students, we are going to see the board paper pattern. We are going to see the question paper design. What is going to be the design of the paper? All of you know total marks is 100, in which 70 marks is for theory and 30 marks is for practical. Alright, first let us take a look at the practical. Alright, what is going to happen in the practical examination? Practicals is for 30 marks, 3 hours duration. Let us see the general flow. Alright, first in practical, you have to perform one long experiment. Alright, time duration is 1 hour 30 minutes, 10 marks. Next, you have to perform one short experiment. Time duration is 45 minutes and 5 marks. Alright. Then you have to perform one activity. Time duration is 30 minutes and it is also for 5 marks. Are you clear? And then you have to go for a Viva session, 15 minutes, it's for 5 marks. Now, you might be wondering, sir, what type of questions they will ask in Viva? Don't worry students. In Viva, the questions are based on the activities and the experiments that you have performed in the academic year. Alright, whatever experiments and activities you have performed in the academic year, based on that, they will be asking questions in Viva. Are you clear? And then of course, the last part is your certified journal, which is for 5 marks. So total is 30 marks and it is for 3 hours. This is the flow of the practical examination. Are you understanding? Any questions? Right, now, let us go into detail. First, one long experiment, it is for 10 marks. So how the mark is distributed? For what they give you this 10 marks? Alright, so this is a mark distribution of long experiment. You can see, this is the mark distribution. For diagram, you get 1 mark. For setting up the apparatus, you get 1 mark. For writing the formula with a proper explanation, you are getting 1 mark. For the performance with recording and observation, you are getting 3 marks. This is very important. And for graph and calculation, you are getting 2 marks. And for result with proper units and conclusion, you are getting 2 marks. So total is 10. This is the mark distribution. Are you following what is going to happen under long experiment? Alright, time duration is 1 hour 30 minutes. Did you understand students? Fine. Now let us move on to the next one, that is short experiment. This is time duration 45 minutes and it is for 5 marks. So what you are going to do in this? What is the mark distribution of this short experiment? You can see here. For diagram, you get 1 mark. For performance with recording and observations, you get 2 marks. For graph and calculations, you get 1 mark. And for result with proper unit and conclusion, you get 1 mark. So this is the mark distribution. Total is 5 marks for one short experiment. Alright. Now students, for the instructions that has to be followed for long experiment and short experiment, please refer your Bal Bharati textbook. There they have given the instructions regarding the long and short experiment. So please refer it. It's very, very important. Alright, I hope so you got a clear idea of the distribution of marks for long and short experiment. Alright, then moving on to the next one, this is your activity. So one activity you are performing, 30 minutes, 5 marks. So this is the mark distribution. For performance with recording and observation, you get 3 marks. For write-up of the activity, you get 1 mark. And for result with proper units and conclusion, you get 1 mark. That's all, this is the mark distribution. So students, I hope so you got an idea, very clear idea about the practical paper. Alright, now, moving on to the theory. Theory paper is 70 marks, 3 hours. This is very important. So what is the mark distribution? First, you have section A, which contains multiple choice questions and VSA, very short answer question. That is 1 mark question. 18 marks for section A. Alright. Section B contains short answer question, that is 2 mark questions. 16 marks. Alright. And then third, you have section C, again short answer but 3 marks. Total is 24 marks. And then you have section D, which is long answer question, that is 4 mark question. Total is 12 marks. Alright, now students, if you see very carefully, Section C is very, very important. By attempting section C, you are scoring 24 marks. 3 more questions are very important. Alright. So this is the general mark distribution of your theoretical paper. Are you following, students? Now let us go into detail. Now you will understand very clearly where there are options, where there is no option, what is the difficulty. So I am moving on to the detail analysis. Paper pattern in detail. First, you have section A, which contains MCQs and VSA. It is for 18 marks. Alright. Now, students, in this, there are 2 sub questions. What? There are 2 sub questions. Question number 1 is nothing but your MCQ. There are 10 MCQs and 7 theory, 3 numericals, 1 mark each, total is 10 marks. Alright. Now, the second sub question, question number 2 is your VSA. Very short answer question. 6 theory, 2 numerical, total you have 8 questions. Each question 1 mark, so total 8 marks. Alright. So both the sub questions you add together, you're getting 18 marks. This is your section A. Alright, all 1 mark questions. And here there are no options. Every question is compulsory. Alright, so this is the mark distribution of section A. I hope so you're following. Fine. Now let us move on to the next one. Section B. Short answer question. That is 2 mark question. Alright. Here you have 7 theory, 5 numerical, 2 marks each. Alright, so total you have 12 questions and you have to attempt only 8. 8 questions you have to attempt and total is 16 marks. So here you have an option. Alright, only 8 you have to attempt. Now let us move on to the next one. Section C. Alright, again short answer, but this is 3 mark. Alright, and here if you see, there will be 7 theoretical questions and 5 numerical, 3 marks each. Alright, so total again 12, but you need to attempt only 8. Here also you have option. Only 8 questions you have to attempt. Are you understanding? So section B and section C you have options. You have to attempt only 8. And this section is very important. Section C, 24 marks you are scoring. So you need to be very careful in this section. Are you clear, students? Fine. Now let us move on to the next one. This is section D, which is a long answer question, 4 mark question, 12 marks. Alright. So here you have total 5 questions. You have to attempt only 3. Here also you have options. Alright. Out of 5 you need to attempt 3. Each is 4 marks, so total 12 marks. And students, please note this point. 3 questions must carry 2 marks theory and 2 mark numerical. So 3 questions will have 2 marks for theory and 2 marks for numerical. It will be combo question. 3 questions. Alright. So total out of 5 you need to attempt any 3. So I hope so you are clear with the detailed mark distribution section wise. Alright. So this is the revised paper pattern for your board exam. Now we are going to go to the weightage, types of question with weightage. Alright. First of all, we have something called as knowledge based question. Alright. Knowledge based questions, 29 marks. Alright. You will get total for 29 marks. That is 30% of the paper. And then you have understanding based question. That is your derivations, explanation. All these are understanding based questions. 49 marks. 50% of the paper is understanding based question. And then you have application and skill based. Alright. Which is 20 marks and which is 20% of the paper. So students, you can see understanding based questions are more. Alright. Derivations, explanations, those are very, very important. So you need to focus on that, understanding based questions. Are you clear? So this is the type of question with weightage. I hope so everyone understood this. Any doubts? Alright, now you can plan your studies. Now moving on to the next one. Difficulty of the question. If you see in the board examination paper, you're going to get easy questions for 29 marks. Now students, this is with option. Alright, easy questions will be for 29 marks. That is 30% of the paper will be of easy questions. Then you have average questions, which will be for 49 marks. 50% of the paper is average question. Alright. And then you have the difficult questions, which will be for 20 marks, which is just 20% of the paper. So nothing to worry. You have very less weightage for the difficult questions. So again, you can see your paper will contain majority average questions. So I hope so you got an idea how your paper is going to be. Alright. You just need to target the average and easy question. You can score 50 plus 30. You're scoring 80. 80% you're scoring. Alright. You just need to focus on the average and the easy questions. Are you clear? So this is the difficulty of the questions that are going to appear in your board examination paper. Alright. Now, moving on further. Whatever I told you, here I am showing you a sample paper. This is how your board paper looks. Alright. This is a prelim paper that you must have appeared. See, all the prelim papers are very important. You need to go through them again. So whatever I discuss with you right now, you can see on the screen. This is how the board paper will look, sample board paper. All right. This is your prelim paper only. So I hope so everyone got a clear idea about the paper pattern that you're going to get. All right, fine. Now, since paper pattern is clear, now let us move on to weightage. Which chapters are very important? All right. Now, students, first, rotational dynamics chapter, 5 marks. All right. With option, it is 7 marks. This is the weightage. All right. Then you have mechanical properties of fluids, 5 marks and 7 marks with option. Then you have kinetic theory of gases and radiation, 5 marks and 7 marks with option. Then thermodynamics, again 5 marks and 7 marks with option. All right, with option it is 7 marks. And then you have oscillations, which is for 4 marks. With option it will be 5 marks. Then you have superposition of waves, which is 4 marks. With option it is 6 marks. Then you have wave optics, 5 marks. With option it is 7 marks. Then you have electrostatics, 4 marks weightage. With option 6 marks. And then you have current electricity, again 4 marks weightage. With option it is 6 marks. Now students, if you see here, all these chapters, rotational dynamics, mechanical properties of fluids, kinetic theory of gases and radiation, thermodynamics and wave optics, all these topics are very important. So please first study these chapters thoroughly. All right, these chapters have high weightage, very, very important chapters. All right, so first you need to complete these chapters first. All right, then if you go further, you have magnetic fields due to electric current. This is 4 mark weightage. With option 6 marks. Then you have magnetic materials, 4 mark weightage. With option 5 marks. All right. Then you have electromagnetic induction, 5 mark weightage. With option 7 marks. Then you have AC circuits, 4 mark weightage. With option 6 marks. And then you have dual nature of radiation and matter, 4 marks weightage. With option 5 marks. And then structure of atoms and nuclei, 4 marks weightage. With option 6 marks. And at last you have semiconductor devices, 4 marks weightage. With option it is 5 marks. Now students, if you notice here very carefully, electromagnetic induction is a very, very important chapter because you can see the weightage is more. All right. So this is the weightage chapter wise. All right. So this will help you in your preparation for the board exam. Whichever chapter is of more weightage, try to complete it first. All right. Other chapters also you have to do, but these chapters try to complete it first. All right, so students, I hope so you're clear with this. Fine. Now, moving on further, time management. All right, many students have this problem. All right, they are not able to complete the paper on time. Time is the destroyer of the world. People are struggling. So, I will just give you an idea about how to manage your time in your board examination. All right. Now, first of all, when you get your paper, what you do is first, you read the paper. Read means don't sit and read line by line. Just go through the paper. All right. You spend 5 minutes for it. All right. 5 minutes for reading the paper. Then you start with section A, which contains MCQs and you have VSA also. For MCQs, you spend 20 minutes time. All right. Section A MCQs, 20 minutes time. Then you go to section A, VSA questions, very short answer, 1 line question. All right. You spend 16 minutes time for this. All right. Then you move on to section B, that is 2 mark questions. You're going to attempt any 8 question. You can spend 40 minutes for this. Next, we are moving on to section C. All right. Students, here your 3 mark questions are there. All right. You're going to attempt any 8. For this, you can spend 64 minutes. All right. These are 3 mark questions. As I told you, section C is the major scoring section. So you can spend 64 minutes for section C. All right. Then we move on to section D, which is long answer. All right. That is 4 mark question. You're going to attempt any 3. For this, you can spend 30 minutes. Are you clear? And then, finally, you can keep 5 minutes for checking the paper. All right. So, total if you see, you are getting 180 minutes, which is nothing but 3 hours. I hope so this time management will help you. Students, try to practice it. All right. You can efficiently manage your time. And you can see, section C, you're going to spend lots of time because that is the heavyweight section. All right. Major mark is scored in section C. I hope so this time management will benefit you students, and I am very sure you're clear with the paper pattern, the weightage of the chapters and the time management. So this is what I have for you in this module. Keep working students, you can do it. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, rise and shine.